Look at this. Oh, prepared for it, girls. First one I brought in how many years now?
Watch this. I'll still close.
He can't even look like he's fixing it on business.
Yeah.
Business.
All business.
Am I like, is it just like,
You know what? It's not money. A lot of representation here in that place.
I'm having more fun with this than. Yeah, well, look over. I'm just in the middle of it. Here I am. You just need to see Shane. I've got Shane, you're good. Yeah, I haven't got one of these checks since I've been doing this in my life. I don't know what she does with it. I answer the phone calls, she flashes the checks.
I'm show Katie how much money we made today.
Boom.
Girl, get ready. We're going to Snippets one time. All your people.
Yeah, he can't even eat a McDonald's for that.
Oh. Can I interest you in a coffee mug full of peppermints?
No, thank you.
I'm here for you, Becky.
Hey, save me one.
I'm sure he checked that. He checked it. Yeah, he does.
All these people can snake.
Well,
He's doing the whole thing. I'm just going to mess with Becky all the time.
So I don't. I read.
She called all the kids down there. Too bright. We write notes on the Bible and stuff.
How did we get this? How did they get the seal?
27 minutes. We'll get done 27. I told her about stuff. I was like, man, that's still time. 28 minutes.
Like 2 or 3 pages down. Just let them have
Let's check. Oh, here's the rest of it. He's prepared.
yeah, like this is.
This thing, she's my kindergarten PE teacher.
It's landlocked. We own the backside. House of 6. Small section. So.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. If I could ask everyone to please stand. We're going to get the meeting underway in a moment, but to begin our evening, I'm going to ask Mr. Ben Couples to lead us in a word of prayer, followed by some students leading us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray together. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for yet another beautiful day, Father. Thank you for all these people who have gathered here tonight and partaking in this meeting. Father, we ask you to be with us and we may act in a manner pleasing to you. Father, please continue to be with our students and faculty and staff throughout the remainder of the school year. Keep us all healthy. Keep them safe, Father. And we just pray that we look to you for guidance. Father, we love you and we thank you for loving us. And we thank you most of all for your Son, for his sacrifice. And we pray all of this in the most holy and divine name.
Maybe seated.
Good job, Becky. She's here. Here.
All right, we'll begin our evening with the roll call of the board. I'll ask Mr. Kilser to do that.
Shane Connor.
Here.
Ben Couples.
Here.
Jeff Harris.
Here.
Becky Hutchinson.
Here.
Clay Rogers.
Here.
All present.
All right, we do have a quorum present, so we can proceed with our meeting. It is an honor for us to be here tonight at East Chester Elementary School for our September school board meeting. And our first item tonight, as we do want to welcome a new board member, tonight is his first meeting, Clay Rogers, representing District 2. So Clay, welcome to the school board.
Thank you.
There is one vacant position, District 1. It will be filled at the November election. So we do have one vacancy on our school board at this time. Also, tonight we need to approve one of our members to join the meeting virtually. Ms. Becky Hutcherson is joining us online tonight, so we do have to have an order approve that as a board. So do I hear a motion that we approve?
I make a motion. Include Becky.
Okay, motion's been made by Ben Cupples, seconded by Jeff Harris. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we've approved that Becky will be joining us virtually tonight. Our first item on the agenda is a recommendation to accept our board agenda.
I make a motion. Accept the board agenda.
All right, motion's been made by Ben Cupples, seconded by Jeff Harris to accept that agenda. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, the agenda is set for tonight. The first thing on our agenda, every year in our September meeting, we do select our board chairman, our vice chairperson, and our legislative representative for this upcoming year. So for that tonight, as the current board chairman, I will relinquish control of this meeting to Ben Cupples to execute the process of selecting the board chairman for the next school year.
So at this time, we will start with the board chairman, and I will ask the board for nominations.
I nominate Shane Connor as board chair.
Becky also said Shane Connor. I say Shane Connor. Are there any others? If not, then it'd be so moved that Shane becomes the board chairman by acclamation. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, let it be known by saying that. Mr. Chairman, I now turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you, Ben, and thank you, Becky and gentlemen, for the honor of serving again this year. We do need to select our vice chairperson for the year as well. So I'll open the floor for nominations for vice chairman of the Chester County School Board.
I nominate Ben Cupples for vice chairman.
Okay, Ben Cupples has been nominated. Jeff Harris is seconded that. Are there any other nominations? If not, the motion is made and seconded that we elect Ben Cupples. That would be by acclamation. Is there any discussion? Not all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right. Congratulations, Mr. Vice Chairman. Ben Cupples now is our vice chairman. We also have a legislative representative. This is a person that represents our board with the legislature of the state of Tennessee on issues, kind of keeping us informed of what's going on and getting informed of how we need to communicate with our legislators. And at this time, the floor is for nominations for our legislative representative.
Nominate Becky Hutcherson.
All right, Becky Hutcherson has been nominated. There's a second. Motion's been seconded. Is there any other nominations? If not, with that motion and no other nominations, we have it on the floor to elect Becky by acclamation. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right. Congratulations, Becky. She'll be serving as a legislative representative. All right, then we get into the business of our meeting tonight. The first item is to approve our consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. There is no discussion on that. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, it is approved. We move into our delegation tonight, and we do have a delegation here to present to the board. And for the introduction to that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Killsman.
The one delegate that I had approached me prior to this board meeting is Debbie Haynes from Jackson Creek Elementary. Is Debbie here? Oh, there you are. Debbie had questions about about the opportunity to return to the state health insurance plan instead of what we've been on for last several years, the private health plan. And Debbie had asked that question to approach the board to reconsider and have it go back to another vote. Debbie, you can come on up and address.
The only reason that I'm doing this is because we've been with 5 Points for quite a while now. I feel like we ought to have an option every year to go back to the state insurance. Reason being, the state is going to be a whole lot more stable in their insurance. We know that they're going to be there because they have to be there. We don't know about 5 Points. We did have the option last year of checking out things getting better. So really, the thing that I'm asking you is that we have the option every year to review what the state offers, what 5 Points before any decisions are made to go with 5 Points. They have done a good job keeping the prices low. They've been within, I'd say, $5 every month, maybe lower than the state house, which is good. The coverages have been pretty much the same as the state, and the state requires that they keep it at that level of the state, because if they don't, they won't give us money for the insurance. So they're doing a good job, and I appreciate that. And the only thing that I'm asking is, we review this stuff every year. The teachers need to have a voice in it to make sure that that's one or whatever, and not just to leave it hanging for a couple of years and just go with how I want to continue. I think that will let me talk.
Thank you. Are there any questions about?
Is there a representative for either plan that's over the plan itself?
Well, again, the plan that when she claims 5 Points is a broker.
Yeah.
The insurance
what I'm
is
getting
handled through Cigna.
Yeah.
Just like Cigna is one of the 2 options that the state plan has.
Yeah.
What we offer as far as benefits and the plans are exactly the same with Cigna as compared to the state plan. They have Blue Cross Blue Shield condition.
Yeah.
But
Who
again,
has their own
and she
broker.
mentioned that we do have to justify equal or superior at least for one of our options, and which we have to do that each year. And it's an each year consideration. This past year, our private plan was higher than the state plan. Hence, that we said this year, if the plan repeats that our plan is higher, we would go back. But currently, the private plan is $1 cheaper per month for every plan that's offered between the 3. So private plan is now again returned to the cheaper of the 2 versions.
So who does the broker? Does the broker meet with somebody in faculty to
Yes.
apples to apples?
Yeah, the district office. Thomas Leach is here and he can answer some questions, but Thomas is the one mostly involved with this work.
I was just assuming there was a broker involved, and I wasn't clear on which one was which.
The state has.
So would it be through Blue Cross? Probably furnish the broker with the state plan.
I don't know. Well, the state plan is mostly done online or by phone. I mean, they're not sending people out like what we've been accustomed to for the last several years to have actual reps come and visit with us that we can talk to. Yeah.
I did contact, just at the state, but she was gonna come down tonight, but since the rates were so comfortable there, I told her, since she had to drive off on the national, it wouldn't, probably wouldn't benefit to come tonight.
That's why I asked you, because sometimes in the range team, if you've got brokers willing to meet one-on-one, that's much stable in my opinion than
They will meet with us anytime I have, so just go on in, anybody down, and a lot of us, like you said, they're here anyway.
Well, they're national also.
Well, I know y'all a lot more going on with them,
Yeah.
with our insurance,
Yeah.
so you're probably going to put them on a more regular basis.
Well, the only thing we have in addition, what Thomas can talk to is my benefits channel.
Right.
There's some extra, professional development opportunities that come free to us because we're one of their customers.
And I'm not saying
I know.
anything in spot or anything like that.
Just the option.
Yeah, having an option, making sure we have an option. Some of the teachers, and I don't say it's going to go, but some of the teachers that are getting closer to retirement, they're also thinking about picking up documents, and I've got to do, but state for retired teachers. So I haven't talked to anybody about that. I don't. Plus, one folks will be around. The state's probably going to be the most stable plan we can get overall, because they're not anywhere. The insurance, I mean, I folks, Mr. Kimball, Mr. Leach, are trying to take care of us as far as one thing, but there's nothing that says that as long as God is offering the same thing to the state, they're not saying, there's nothing that says they can't go up. And I'm not saying that they can go back and say, oh, well, we're going back to the state, going up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we want to be part of the next speaker. Since we're talking about that's all.
Thomas, have you ever said when you negotiate the contract, is there a cap set on certain things?
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna change, I'm looking at not going to a fund.
Yeah.
It'll be. And again, thank you, Debbie, for making that presentation tonight. And, as we have said, the costs, are gonna be back to the same. The, private will be $1 cheaper, the premium will get from here. And all the companies co-pay out of the cost will be active. But I guess some of the things that I want to address are not even the intent of being a private thing. The private, or employee assistance program, EA, which are free county services. And those, you get 3 business per year, and these could be mental health, financial services, wellness, tobacco cessation. And these are free, and we do not have to pay anything in addition. The employee doesn't have to pay anything in addition to that. Neither does the district. All that money, no program, comes from the employee premium. Also, and I think we touched on it a little bit before, but it's just the exemplary customer service that we get from a private plan. And I can just give you story, but even as soon as recent yesterday, I had an employee call and said I had a lunch event. I need to provide their insurance plan. Before the end of the day, that plan was taken care of. Back in August 30th, I had an employee that said I have a lunch event. I don't think I can afford my insurance for this coming year. Well, with 48 hours, she could not have got out of the plan. But with 80 hours, she was able to waive her insurance and it saved her about $1,500 at the end of the year because that was her choice of what she wants to do. So those are just a couple of examples of the service that we can get with a private plan, just a phone call away. But also, we'll talk about another example, which is gap insurance. And if you're not familiar with gap reimburses eligible out-of-pocket expenses. I had an employee tell me Monday that we got a $6,000 bill, but because I had a gap plan, I only had to pay $600. I've had other people say, can I come in for gap? We would really be in a bad medical. So gas is offered through our private carrier, and that saves our employees a lot of money for those who choose to take that plan. And then one final example I just like to share with the board tonight. It's the protection of our retirement. Now, if a staff member said they're going to retire at the end of the academic year, June 2023, and that person is not 65 or Medicare eligible, they would actually have to find an insurance plan of their own. Because if we went from the private plan to the state plan, you have to be on the state plan 1 calendar year to be eligible to get the retirement benefit from the state plan. So even that employee, if they were under 65, not eligible, you know, for retirement benefit or Medicare, they would either have to fund their own insurance, that shows, you know, unless they had a spouse, one that give them a grant, they would retire early at the end of 2022, or they would have to retire at the end of 2023 to be able to continue those benefits. So again, those, we talked about the cost, we talked about the intangibles. And again, if you have any further questions, I'd be happy to answer those. But again, I just need for the opportunity that you gave Debbie and I both to address the board, you know, about it. Yes.
So you're saying that if somebody had a problem with their insurance or life, that the state will not change it at all? They wouldn't?
No, I can just tell you, what I, one of my problems, but I think being on the private, I can tell you, you know, the executive concerns.
And if the retirement thing, you have to be on state plan for a year before you can be eligible for their retirement. Again, are these people going to continue to give retirees, state retirees, the same good benefits and everything that the people who are with the state plan are going to give?
Well,
I'm just asking.
yeah, that's why we abide like this year. You know, it's least for years to come. It's because, you know, right thing going, where we say that employees, I don't know the premium to say that whisper problem, but if they do it, it's an administrative decision. If the private company is higher than the state premium for 2023, we'll make things happen. But if it's not, I mean, there is no higher fault of any private. And then with all these, I think it's in our best interest to stay with it.
I agree. It's fine, yes. But as far as last weekend, we were under the impression that you could give them an option last food. We didn't get it, that's why I was saying, please let us get on it every year instead of just, you know, they hope they come up and they did go up, you know.
Yeah, and then I would like to express that too. You know, actually, we received the premium at the very end of October, which gave us about no to switch the program. And we know that before, there might have been change. So that way, you know, right about the plan, we need this information a lot sooner so we can get this word out to our employees. We got that word out, and the cost, you know, there is no higher cost for being in state or being on the private.
Thank you, Thomas. Any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Davis. All right, next tonight we have our spotlight and celebration. Of course, we are excited to be here at East Chester, which is a repeat reward school. And tonight we have a presentation from East Chester.
I never met you, Daddy. I was acting up a good man. It's like, it's close to you. Yeah, it's on to you, bro. And Kyle looks like more like her mama.
one made it. She's taking us to our game right now. So I'm gonna try to video a little bit.
Well, these are the best remarks. We hope that will be helpful to you. We are so happy. Tell you about each time of the show. Hi, everyone. I'm responsible for taking machine. I choose action, I choose everything. I can do my actions and make responsible decisions without me and even if I don't want to. I spent time with things that are most important. This week I say things I know I should not do. I would do things that I plan for me to do, or I do things that I just want to do. I wish for every family, I think what consideration for what and those guys, I would raise some problem that will make everybody happy. First to understand and to be understood. I listen to other people's ideas and opinions. I try to see things from their viewpoints. I listen to evidence and not the narrative. I look in the eyes when they're talking. Having six synergies together together. I like other people's traits and learn from them. I get them the people who are together. I like other persons to get other people's things so close because I know that my team with others will be able to share their own. I am Habit that share song I take care of my bag. I spend time with my family and friends. I learn in lots of ways. And I just I find ways to help others. I'm saying it's down here, now you can't breathe. It's like you have to be inside, know what to do. Don't think I'm living longer, it's up to you. You gotta be happy, you gotta be happy. See us to understand. There's no one here to We will now play based on blue one. Blue is very blue is white. He enjoys looking up at the sky, floating on the lakes, and our neighbors out there splashing in rainbows. Every place next to each person and brightly over the rocky mountain. But over only a green blue, except for red. Red looks a lot better. You like to pick on blue. Red is a great color, he said. Red is hot and blue is not. Then please come back and baby blue. Sometimes yellow from blue, blue can make nice colors, but yellow never said that She never said stop. Green, purple, and orange got was nice too, but they never told Red to stop either. Every time I said something big, I was spoke about bigger and bigger and bigger. Everyone was afraid of him. No one dared stop him. Red picked all the colors, till that one fell a little blood. And so she had a different shape with bold strokes and square borders. She was like lady on the mother's lap. Red Charlie did not very hard. Stop laughing, he told Yellow. Stop laughing, he told Green. Stop laughing, he told Purple and orange and naked. Red One went to one. Stop laughing, he told her. But one stood straight like an arrow and said, Red was tired of what colors, so Red would roll away. Why did you change the colors? They stopped at me and hits on me. I want to stand up and say hi. Then Green said, then Purple became, and Orange became. He wanted on the red and red carpet. He felt left out. He could hardly on. Red goes face over to blue and said like he always did. Red is hot, blue is not. But this time he stood up tall and became serious. He said. Red looked at his sharp one, but he took a stare and said, seeing that standing tall made Red form heavy hands. Then Red even Red began going away. Blue color. Can Red be nice and blue be cool? Red smiled with his stride. Said Red, hold, turn, seven. They shouted and laughed and joined the fun. Peter Peace. We use these tablets throughout the year to remember and sharpen our skill, set goals, June is 41st, wages is clear, good for everyone, listen more than work together, and take care of our minds. This is the best year yet.
I don't think people really. Okay, if you are to hear speak, you go ahead and go for the meeting continues, you may do that.
And there will be us just in a minute, guys, to discuss. Look, Sunoka. See Miss June out there? Let's sit behind him. Where you guys had any good thing to say? Good here enough. Is he arrested now that we put the game camera on board? That's it. He would never have to me and he. So he's, I think so. Rolling across the trees. Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Oh, man. Take it to the team. Done a great job. You better know. You've done a fantastic job as orange. Give it all free cash for it.
It gets pretty lively about 5 a.m. Freshman months and everything. So Lexi.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gordon. Thank you. All right, at this time, we'll continue with our next item of business for our meeting tonight. And this is a recommendation on a recent bid open for a proposal for the Arundel Honor Plant property and bid opening to purchase that from the school system. Troy, I'll let you elaborate on that.
We had the bid opening this past September 14th, Wednesday, the 14th. We had two bids, included the bid document as far as the script that Coach Eads and myself were present for. Of the two bid openings, you see that Steve Pike offered a price of $5,000 for that property. Again, I'll say this, the property is located on the second page of your packet, shows the deeded lot, which is almost 1.8 acres. It has a block house on it. And we knew that if we were and when we build on that property later, that house would have to be removed because we would not have any value in it. Steve had a $5,000 price tag for his bid, and Clay Morris was the second bid that submitted that day, and his bid proposed is $10,060. I talked to both bidders. Steve Pike was planning to use the property for his business, which is, as you know, Bill Mitchell's Body Shop. He was going to use it for a sandblasting location. Clay Morris told me that he was just looking at it for real estate value. So he didn't get into any elaboration of what he plans to do with the property, but he was just looking at it and saw it available in the paper and wanted to post it.
And there is just a reminder that we do have the authority to accept the bid or to reject both bids and maintain the property.
I could say reject it.
Reject both bids. Second. Okay. The motion has been made by Clay Rogers, seconded by Jeff Harris to reject both bids. Is there any discussion about that? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? So moved. We will reject both of the bids. All right, recommendation now is for a couple of policy changes. We'll do these beginning with a TSBA change in our credit recovery policy in the school system.
This past summer, the state board rules were developed for a new grading scale for all high school students. We, as Chester County District, have included all grade levels. And it's on a 10-point grading scale where 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to an 89 is a B, so forth and so on. The application for this bid, this policy is for credit recovery. Credit recovery has been established by the state is that the best grade that a student can earn if they receive the credit through credit recovery is a D. The D prior to this summer was a 70% score. That's the best that they could get before. Now, because of the adjustment that the state board has made to the grading scale, now it is 60. So the only change that you're going to see reflected, and I've included your TSBA draft and the current Chester County Board of Ed policy 4.210. The change includes the grade being a 60 now as the best grade can be earned, which is the new established fee. So that's that first. You want to go ahead and do each one individually?
Maybe let's do it separate.
Okay.
Different story.
Yes.
So we're now going to discuss the 4.210, which is credit recovery change. Is there a motion that we accept that change in the TSBA?
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay. Is there a second? Second. All right, motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion of that? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, that is, recommendation is accepted. The next one is a recommendation from a stakeholder to change our standard dress code policy. And, again, I'll have Mr. Kilzer elaborate.
Well, I was approached by parents several weeks ago, since our last board meeting, asking for consideration for adding cargo pants shorts. That would be those pants that have the larger pockets on the sides. And then the cargo pants and shorts, which would have extra loops and some additional pockets lowering the legs. If both of those could be returned or have as an option to wear for accessible pants and shorts. And going back to the years past when we had this policy first implemented, the concern at that time was concealing those restricted items. Cell phones at that time were restricted. Of course, weapons, drugs, any other paraphernalia that wouldn't need to be at school. That was the initial reason for those. But again, since we have had some more flexibility, more freedom since our COVID years, I said salami for you to the Board of Ed.
We have Renee and Clay. Do you guys have any comment on will that affect something that would affect anybody negatively?
Still requiring full colors, so.
Well, I said as long as it's properly fitted,
That's it. Right.
not where they're sagging,
Yeah.
you know.
Is there a recommendation for change, to accept this change in the policy for 6.31?
I make motions.
Second.
Jeff makes the motion, Dan is second. Any other discussion on that? Any questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that change in the policy is approved. Next, we have a couple of recommendations as a board. We will send some resolutions to our state legislature, some items that they are discussing, specifically on our third and fourth grade retention, and also revision of some educator duty requirements, just showing our support and what we feel about these particular items. So, do you want to go into more detail about it?
Well, and I'm going to do this briefly, but you've had a chance to read the resolutions. The first resolution, again, this is a change in state law that came into play with the first extraordinary session they had coming out of COVID, that first post-COVID shutdown. And during that time, the learning loss at third grade level was going to be addressed, and the address that they feel like was most beneficial as far as state law now is that if a student does not score proficient or advanced, which now the terminology is meeting expectations or exceeding expectations on the ELA, that's the English Language Arts end of course assessment, then those students will have to be considered for retention into third grade if they don't satisfy some of these exemptions that are allowed. And those exemptions are included on that first page under letters A through E. One thing that Chester County has invested a lot more effort into recently is making sure we provide tutoring for these students. Because if we were to retain that many children, and this is true across the state, I've talked to multiple districts all across the state, and our numbers are better than most as far as their proficiency with English language arts. But still, with our proficiency to have that sheer number of students being retained into the third grade or the next year into the fourth grade, that's significant. We would have to hire teachers. You would have to have more space because you would exhaust the available space that you have, because other than just a few students based on the local decision, most students show the competency that they need to progress on. But now with the state law, it is requiring that those two lower groups, and that's approaching expectations, is a wide range of student abilities, a very wide range. We're not talking about a very small population. In some campuses across the state, it's up to 50% of their student population fall into those two lower categories, or more. And to say that many people are being retained in the third grade, retaining that many students is detrimental. It's not beneficial. in my view, and many others. And that's what the first resolution is based on, is leave the decision of making retention rules apply at the local level. Because we're not going to look at just one test to satisfy whether the student has the capabilities of being competent and successful through their whole school career. I know the third grade year is very critical, and the claim is, and there are studies to support that if they're not reading at grade level by third grade, then that child runs the risk of being a significant high risk of dropout. We don't want any student dropping out, and we provide additional resources as needed. But again, the one test is not the best measure to determine whether that student is capable of success or not. Because some students are just poor test takers. They read well, but can't test well. But we're justifying everything on retention based on one test. That one test in the spring. So again, it is my request that the board, reading this first resolution, would support that the retention rules or decisions need to be made at the local level.
We'll take these one by one. Is there a recommendation to approve the first resolution to show our support for maintaining that decision local? Motion's made and seconded. Any other discussion about that? All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, we will send that resolution forward, and then there's a second resolution about the educator duty requirements.
Well, and again, we've had a great experience tonight seeing a bunch of students excited about learning, excited about performing before their fans and their family fans, neighbor fans, and all of us included. And you see the joy that they have in learning and demonstrating what they have learned. For us, that is the paramount job of our educators, is educating our students based on what grade they teach, what subject matter they teach. Not all the additional things that now we're adding to them in their duties. And in some cases, those additional duties are significant. And it impedes their opportunity to teach students well, because it's drawing time away from true instructional time and having to commit duties and responsibilities to state managers or state managers, us. So again, in this shorter resolution, and this is in a resolution shared by some other districts in the state, is that we request that the state government look at those duties that they've assigned in addition to what our teachers are hired to do, which is educate our students in the content they're taught teaching. With all of those extra duties, we're asking them to look at what they're doing, reflect on it, and revise and shorten so that there's more time available for our teachers to teach.
There's a recommendation to approve the second resolution to revise the duty of our educators.
I make a motion.
Okay. Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, thank you. These will be sent forward to, just so you know, to Governor Lee's office and our state representative, Kurt Hastings, and Senator Paige Wally to show our support for both of those. Next is consideration for the North Chester Vincent High School to follow up on the recognition for the National Register of Historic Places.
Again, I see the letter from Dr. Saunders, who's here with us tonight, and several of the members. I've seen a few of James, oh, you over here. There you are, James. Former schoolmate, a few years back, right, James? Not too many to count, though. But the request, again, when they approached us this past month to be considered for for North Chester Vincent High School to be considered recognized for the National Register of Historic Places. Dr. Saunders, I did communicate to the person at the state that you recommended and confirm some information from their website with her, and then provided the board members a copy of the brochure that outlines the haves or what is included with that and what is not required. What it says the National Register does not and what it does. So the board has been exposed to that information.
I want to go back to our previous meeting minutes, obviously, just to follow up. We had tabled this until the Baltimore County Commission as well. Has that been done at this time, Ms. Saunders? Sure, absolutely. Come on up here. I was asking, since our funding body is the county commission, we had tabled it until that had been presented to them, and then we could follow up with that. Has that arrangement been made to present to the county commission at this time?
No, I was going to wait. My information from one of the commissioners is that we need the school board to know what they're going to do before they can make any decisions. And so they're really waiting for your support and assistance in this process. That's what's communicated to me.
Right.
Yes. And so, that's where I am. That's why we're here. And that's what I'm going to be first.
Sure.
Because the county commissioner said, okay, now you need to go to the school board first and see what their plans are for that particular building. And see if you can get their support and assistance in this process.
Okay. Thank you. Any
I have a
questions?
question.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is my first time hearing about it. Are we talking the whole campus? Or are we talking the original, not the wings that were added on, but the original small version
We're
of the
talking
school?
about the building as it is now.
The building as it is today, not when it was first built.
I'd never asked her that question, Clay, so I wouldn't know.
And Ms. Saunders, you also mentioned that if it wasn't feasible to do the whole building, maybe the cafeteria or maybe the gym. So it may not be the whole building.
Right. Again, that
The building will get the recognition, but you may not redo but one portion of it.
right. That's right. As far as, because then that would be another decision. But right now, we just want to enter into the process. So we really need your support and assistance in this process. Because in this process, we actually have to go into the building, we have to take a look at each room, make a picture of each room, and then present all of this to the state commission, historical commission. And so that's why we need your support and your assistance there. And I think it was communicated that there are no restrictions. It's just an honorary.
Correct.
That's right.
Correct.
Yes.
I did not ask the questions of the lady I spoke with who,
Okay.
uh,
Sounds like you what I received from her.
okay,
And so that was the question that I didn't ask for.
gotcha. So you would need to gain access to every room to assess to whether or not it would qualify.
No, they just need to see that. They need to see the building as it is. In fact, we looked at on the information package, we looked at a historic part of the building as it was originally versus what it is now. And so historic and current.
Well, it's got, again, there's, areas in the building right now that are used for, during the day for instruction. So,
Yes.
And
And so
for
it's
all
my
this-
understanding, right, we're only using what, about 2 classrooms or 3?
it's about 3 classrooms and then there's office space down the hallway. And now there is storage
Right.
of, hardware equipment, the technology department housed in North Chester. So they have any type of used devices like screens
Right.
that are there still stored. But the new devices too are first stored there and then transported to the campuses that's needed.
And see, the way it looks like, that really doesn't matter. They just have to need to see how it does look now, as far as our report that we need to give them.
Okay.
And as for the condition of it, it really doesn't matter right now. They just need to see what it looks like. And here again, we need to take pictures of each classroom and submit that to, in fact, we need a floor plan. And then based on the floor plan, take each picture of the floor, of the classrooms, that floor plan there, and present that to them.
And just to remind, since this is, I know Clay's first meeting too, say this moves forward, what would be the ultimate goal? I mean, where would you like to see this progress once it's placed? What will be done with that building once it's
But our
placed?
first goal is to get it on the National Register of Historic Places. That's our first goal. Now, that is a long, detailed process. And so once we do that, we're hoping to submit some preservation grants to receive some of those. Here again, it goes back to what could be restored. It may be only we could restore the gym and then maybe later restore the cafeteria and kitchen. And so here again, it just depends on the grants that we're able to receive. But in order to receive those grants, the priority is that we need to be on that national register for historic places. That's a priority for us.
Did you say when those grants would not require local funding or matching funding of any percentage?
You can become grant.
Right. Well, that was my reason for asking about the county commission, because they are our funding body. So we can't really speak on behalf of the people who fund our school system. So I just want to see what they say.
I understand, but they want you to speak for us.
Yes, of course.
And to be honest with you, we could all be jumping up and down for it. But when it comes to spending money,
Right, I understand.
they're the ones that's gonna make the decision.
Right now, we're not spending any money.
But it could at some point. It's,
Well,
we're all, I'm a
We're not
history person. Yes, ma'am.
we're not asking for any money. So I want that to, we're not asking for any money.
Mr. Vincent, do you mind if James speaks to that? Okay, James.
We just want to definitely make this clear. We are in the process of getting this whole process started. It does not take any money, any cash from nobody. In order to get on to this, we have to be able to show the building as it is, what's going on, and the possibility of it going on to the guy. And Dr. Sloan is coming to you, is asking for more support as we get that process started. Everything else is down the line. Everything is down the line. And you know that has to go to the county. We all know this right here, just the process of getting started. Permission to go to the school, take the pictures and get all the information that we need in order to be able to submit. That's it.
That's all we need.
So if they did approve it and we apply for grants, whoever applied for the grants, and they give you money to restore it, then it would be there for the school system to still use as a school?
Well,
or
the person I talked to at this national register, the Tennessee Historical Commission, said it matching grant. Said it would be the number that what she gave me was 40% match. So it was, I mean, and I understand from your meeting last month, Dr. Saunders, to be able to qualify for grant, it's got to be on the national register. So the process starts with what she and Mr. James said. To get on the register is the first way. But then the second, they're wanting to, and they use the example, if you want to renovate like the windows. That's what they say, or what the person I spoke to said it would be, still a matching grant. And you would qualify for a certain dollar amount, but then the 40% falls back on the owner.
And also too, we have to remember there are more grants out there. Just that.
Well, I was just speaking of what she said, yeah.
And I think I gave you a compliment with the old Montgomery High School in Lexington, where they actually received the grant from the state. You know, they're federal grants in addition to state grants.
Well, you know some grant writers too, I know.
Yeah, sure do. But I think to see that building sitting there and deteriorating because it has a good foundation. It just needs to go in and be renovated and be used for some type of purposes. And that's what a lot of the old African American high schools have been doing in the various counties. One is Lexington, the Montgomery High School. And so there are several others that have done this process and gone through this process. And they have renovated, maybe not the whole building, but portions of the building, the cafeteria, the gymnasium. And see, those two could be used for the community.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been used in the past for the community.
A lot of grants was written for shelters using gymnasiums.
Yeah.
And if they have a cafeteria and kitchen, that can be renovated and could be used by the community as a meeting place, gathering place.
Okay, and your method for that would be to seek out these other grants that might be available.
Yeah.
Again, just to be clear, We're very supportive of heritage and what the building stands for. We just are trying to be good stewards and making sure we're looking out for the county that we're entrusted with. So it's nothing about what the building stands for. It's more about making sure we're in the place of authority to look at what might come after it's added to the registry. Does that make sense? Okay.
Now also, remember, Dr. Gleason, if you.
Mister, I wish I was a doctor like you, doctor. So I would want to say 3 words sticks in West County.
Now remember, okay, if you will look back at the email that I circulated, I received a Tennessee Historical Commission. On that email, I particularly asked a question. If that building is being used by the school board, by the county, are there any restrictions? And so the answer is there are no restrictions.
Yes, ma'am.
Once it's placed as an extra register,
Yes, ma'am.
there's no restrictions.
Yeah, Right.
And I can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah, and
You're not obligated.
yeah, Dr. Saunders, I have communicated that to them even after your first meeting request. Yes, yes, ma'am.
There are no
Yeah.
restrictions there.
But again, we're just making sure that, and again, like what you're saying, the community views that could lead to renovations, seeking grants. The person I talked to on at this site is the one that told me that the Imagine grant. So then,
Okay.
Gotcha. Understood.
That particular one.
That's go straight.
But things that Dr. Sanders said, there is a section of our community that holds that building near to the top. Because it has a lot of historical value to us, especially in years and concept and you know, knowing that we're walking on schools. And that particular school at our community has been on, I tell you what, that's really a thrive. And not only the way we feel, but all the alumni that have come through that school and everybody else that's been around here in this particular town, they've all known this. Now, granted, it has deteriorated over the years. Some of us in the particular county should have pushed a little bit harder to keep the buildings up to school. But now we keep, and this is what we're seeing that we do in order to keep that, and especially useful for the community itself. I mean, that building is being used for so many different things. We just think out the box, just a little bit. But this is started.
This is so like, and this is where I'm saying so. So that's so far started with you. And I was told that by the commissioner. I mean, this was the school board, and we this was the school board's plans for that building is before you bring it to us. And so I do connect that before the county commission.
Right.
But again, this is the first step. This process is continuing to.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a learning process. So that's.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna speak to the process as we move forward with that. But Mr. Kilzer and this board has, to their knowledge, has been so gracious to allow us to operate out of that facility, in various capacities, with our nonprofit in the community. And so we want to, be a part of all of this, but again, thank you, for that privilege. We had our first basketball game last Sunday, and it was so well attended. Young people had a blast, had a wonderful time. They have that is key sometimes. When Mr. Kills is hey, listen, we need to go that down with that batting kids over here. Let us in the community have access to this gym, and they allow us to do that. So we will keep a part of all of them. Funds getting done. We have an 501c3 that we are going to be pushing to get resources flowing in that direction.
I'm for going and getting all the pictures you need. I'm assuming.
This one's
Troy or
supporting the
Rick.
process.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to support the process.
All right. You have a motion that we move forward on supporting the process of achieving the benefit status.
I'll make that motion.
All right, motion is made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any questions?
Thank you.
All those in favor? Any opposed? All right, you have that support. Thank you, Mr. Graham. All right, the next item on our agenda tonight is approving the district-wide fundraising activities, which we must do each school year. So we have the links in our package, 2022-2023 school year.
Again, board members from late spring until the start of this school year around late August, we allow coaches, sponsors, administrators to get fundraising requests. What you have is a collection of fundraising requests that have been submitted and approved to their building principal first, to the director of school second. It is my request that the board authorize these fundraisers so that we will post them not only on our website but in the local paper.
Is there a motion we approve it?
I make motion we approve fundraising.
Motion is made and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, they are approved. And finally, the final business item tonight is approval of the ESSER 2.0, 3.0 budget plans that you have a copy of in your packet.
Yeah, and what I've given you, board members, is just a one-page overview of the budget. So you see what the dollar amount, this is carryover funds from the initial entry that we received. ESSER 2, again, the number itself tells you that's the second iteration of the federal funds that we received. The first one is called CARES Act. The second one was ESSER 2, and then ESSER 3 is the third one that came more recently. We have to reapply for what monies are not spent or encumbered during the first year or the earlier years. We reapply with the existing funds. What you have in the budget overview is a one page for each. Well, the ESSER 3 is actually in front and the back. So you see the total dollar amount for each filtered by location. You see where it says all for each. We have roughly $500,000 for ESSER 2 and $3 million for ESSER 3 still available. But again, these are not at the discretion of spending on whatever. There are line items that are allowed, and again, a significant percentage has to be to address learning loss. Of course, that can come in many different ways, but you see the breakdown, and in fact, in your the budget amendments that were considered earlier that you approved during the consent agenda, that include a more detailed description of the spending of where those dollars go in ESSER 2 and ESSER 3. But the board has to consider it. It has to be reflected in the board minutes that this information has been shared. Shane sits on one of our committees, our community committees, to address the spending of ESSER funds. And that has to be revisited every so many months to meet the federal guidelines.
We have a motion to approve these budget plans.
I make motion.
All right, motion's been made. Is there a second?
A second.
All right, motion's made and seconded. All those, or any discussion first of all? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, they are approved. Last thing we have tonight is the update, so I'll open the floor. Mr. Kilder, if anything that you want to share, or board members that have any questions you might have about the updates in your packet.
I will share the, like I said a few months ago, offering a consistent district vision is where our school district is going in our efforts to improve not the educational opportunities each and every day in the classroom, but for those students who complete their coursework work in Chester County, gaining those credentials, those certifications that are beyond just a high school diploma, but getting them job ready and really career ready. And we were fortunate this past week to have a day in the district where the State Board of Education representative for our district, and this represents several thousand students, His name is Larry Jensen. He lives out of Shelby County. And he and some of the State Board of Education staff came and observed, for one, they observed some of the programs study that we offer in high school, specifically the the health science class with Jessica Emerson. She's got an EMS class that has a mock ambulance in the classroom, and it's structured to scale, so the students learn how to work in that environment. But they also, Mr. Jensen and the State Board staff visited our vocational building to view not only what James Carter is doing in his coursework in automotive, but go see the Tennessee College of Applied Technology Crump setup that offers welding to our students, both during the school day and after school hours. Heard feedback from the State Department. We're very pleased with the work that we're doing in those two areas. They also met with some teachers in our districts that day, and we also met with probably over 55 students who came to the cafeteria and just kind of shared from their heart things that they wish could be different or better. And Larry Jensen really was complimentary of the visits, and I really look forward to an opportunity to have him be a person who might reach back out to us and ask our opinion when decisions are made about rule writing. Because when state law things that affect education, the State Board of Education, including Larry's role, will be the one who writes the rules to implement the law. So it's a very influential position to serve in, and he's very conscientious of making sure that the effort that we're doing is really aligned with what he wants to see all districts, especially what Tennessee do, as we prepare for the impact that Blue Opal City will have in our West Tennessee area for many, many years to come.
Any other updates anyone has questions about? All right. If there are none, any other business any board member needs to bring before the board? If not, I'll just remind you, we will have a celebration service. Mr. North Smith and Mr. Mark Griffin are two outgoing board members on Monday at the Chester County High School cafeteria. And then we'll have our next school board meeting at Jackson Creek Elementary School. That will be on October the 20th. And we look forward to that evening as well.
Troy,
Yes.
is there any update on the bus situation as far as the testing?
Brett on the spot. I learned today that there are 11 drivers ready.
Is it through TCAT or just DMV?
Well, TCAT is built in the game. And even with that, they're trying to do the legwork to get there.
They've got 11 people ready to test.
The state doesn't offer third-party testing anymore. So everybody's got it.
They're all, the state, I should be honest with you, so we can speed up the process and they turned the line out for years now.
Well, and I've had conversations with Martin County's director. See, they've been with Durham, a third party, for years, and they are down about 3 routes, similar to us, 2 to 3 routes. Everybody's got a shortage of drivers.
But it doesn't have to go through the DMV. You can get a third party test.
Right. Right.
So if you know of any
I do.
state, I would assume they would have to be.
You gotta be 25 years old.
I'm talking about the third party person would have to be affiliated with the state.
You'd have to
It couldn't
have
just
some
be anybody
approval, yes.
because of Homeland Security. Yeah, when they started all the Homeland Security and all that regulation.
I've submitted all the said they're going to.
That's what knocked a lot of the third party testers out. So that's the state still honor those because when they implemented the Homeland Security, that's what a lot of them didn't want to keep up with all the paperwork that went with.
Any other updates? All right, our next board meeting Thursday, October 20th. That's the end of our agenda, so this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming. Thank you each.
Got everything right. You guys have